Subscribe, hype, like, click the notification bell and turn on all notifications. And donate with a super thanks donation in the comments section below for the unfiltered, unapologetic SeanzViewEnt, your home for WWE news, rumors, and backstage chaos. This is where gossip gets exposed around the clock. Now, here's your host, the brash SeanzViewEnt.
AEW Double or Nothing. Some are already saying it was better than WrestleMania. Some are already saying that it blew Backlash out of the water. Some are already even calling it AEW Double or Nothing 2026. A lot of people are even saying, well, it was the pay-per-view of the year. Now, we still got several months out of the year. We got Clash in Italy next week. So it could be surpassed, but it is. I'll tell you what right now, I'm not the biggest AEW fan, but it is going to be difficult. It is going to be tough. It is going to be hard to beat AEW Double or Nothing, especially the news and the rumors coming out of this event. But as we always know, we want your review. What did you think about AEW Double or Nothing tonight? The moment of the night, the match of the night, a night where we saw Mick Foley, The Rock. Just a mere mention of his name, The Rock, he got booed at an AEW arena. A return and new champions crowned at AEW Double or Nothing. WWE legend teases one more match after Edge and Christian become the AEW Tag Team Champion. Yes, the Hardys and Edge and Christian. This is the news coming out of AEW Double or Nothing. You heard that right. Edge and Christian are the new AEW Tag Team Champions, and now the Hardy Boys said, we don't know when, we don't know where, but it will be the Hardys against Edge and Christian one more time. It is going to go down. And then Chris Jericho reveals the reason behind his recent name change in AEW on a night where we saw the return of good old JR, Jim Ross. Ladies and gentlemen, this thing had it all from top to bottom, from the main event all the way down to the first match of the night, here versus title. It was all on the line. The AEW Double or Nothing highlights, the AEW Double or Nothing results were right here for you. What stood out to you? What struck you? Was the event good from top to bottom? What did you think, ladies and gentlemen, about what we witnessed, what we saw, and what we got tonight out of AEW? Were you surprised? Were you thrown off? Was it ultimately better than you anticipated it to be? Ladies and gentlemen, this was from pillar to post, probably one of the most banging pay-per-views that AEW has presented in some time. Some would say that the WWE could learn a thing or two from this extraordinary pay-per-view event. On a night where not only Mick Foley debuted, but he got attacked. He got low-blowed. AEW didn't waste any time in putting Mick Foley into the fold, getting injured, getting hurt, and getting taken down. But what we saw and what we witnessed at the end of the night at AEW Double or Nothing is a whole nother story. On a night where Jon Moxley was taken to the limit. Speaking about Jon Moxley, and I know everyone's going to say he signed to a contract, he's got this, that, and the other. We always bring it up. We always talk about it. But again, there's a lot of rumor and gossip and speculation. Even though Jon Moxley walked out still the champion, at least he's not the AEW World Champion, many would say, some would say, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to the main event, the main entree, the final thing that you saw out of this pay-per-view extravaganza. Some say AEW pay-per-views run a little long, but when you get action-packed, when you get the kind of pacing, when you get the kind of unpredictability, when you get the kind of chaos, when you get the kind of bedlam that AEW presents to you, you kind of want more and more and more of what you got, what you saw, and what you have come to anticipate from AEW. Do you want to see the Hardys versus Edge and Christian, Jeff and Matt Hardy versus Edge and Christian once again in tag team action? Is that something that you would like to see again? That is one of the big headlines. That is one of the big storylines coming out of AEW. Another big major storyline coming out of AEW is following AEW tonight. There is rumors and gossip and speculation of a major AEW star from this card leaving to go to WWE. Who is it? Who is it going to be? Who is going to leave AEW? Whose contract is running up? Is it Jon Moxley? Is it a champion? Is it a challenger? Is it somebody that won tonight? Is it somebody that lost tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Is it a former AEW World Heavyweight Champion in his own right? We have seen plenty of WWE talent go to AEW. Rowdy Ronda Rousey, Mick Foley, Chris Jericho, Dean Ambrose. The list goes on of WWE legends and upstarts and WWE releases that have found their way in AEW. Hell, they've even found their way on this AEW Double or Nothing card tonight, which is what the world saw. But what you also saw is what came out of this was the fallout of AEW Double or Nothing that is going to lead us right into the summertime. And again, your review, I want your instant review of AEW tonight. Did you watch it? Did you order it? Did you go to a friend's house? Did you watch it another way? Did you read the results on the line? Did you watch the highlights? What was it to you? Did it give you everything and more of what a pay-per-view is supposed to offer you on HBO Max? What'd you think about Swerve Strickland paying tribute to Michael Jackson tonight? What about Lio Rush, Bobby Lashley reunited at AEW Double or Nothing tonight? Also, Thekla retained the AEW Women's title in one hell of a barn burner. Some are saying Swerve Strickland defeating Bandito was one of the matches of the night. Will Ospreay defeating Samoa Joe tonight, ladies and gentlemen. What about Athena defeats Mina to advance in the Owen Hart Cup tournament? And you know what? With good old JR, Jim Ross returning tonight to commentary, it really spruced it up. It even made it that much more extraordinary in my estimation. Because when you have somebody that has the voice, somebody that has the articulation, somebody that has the choice of good old JR, you know you're going to be in for one hell of a slobber knocker, and that is exactly what AEW presented tonight. I mean, there were title changes. Kyle Fletcher returned, turned his back. It was almost like a throwback. It was like one of those legendary pay-per-views. You kind of got everything and more than you bargained for with this pay-per-view tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And not to mention, it was Double or Nothing tonight. It was absolutely sold out. So, you know, again, I'm not the biggest AEW fan. Some people like to call me a WWE apologist, even though I come on here and I don't always sing the praises of the WWE. I don't always build up the WWE. The WWE, again, as I said earlier in the video, could maybe learn a thing or two about what pay-per-view is supposed to be and what it's supposed to look like and what it's supposed to feel like. You know what I'm saying? It was hard-hitting. It was smash mouth. It was in your face. And it gave you a taste as to just what AEW is certainly all about. Adam Copeland suffered an unfortunate wardrobe malfunction at AEW Double or Nothing. Multiple titles on the line, including FTR defending the AEW World Tag Team titles. But yes, Edge himself suffered a malfunction. Now, we talk about all the wardrobe malfunctions that the girls in the WWE suffer, like Charlotte Flair. But boy, we didn't expect to see something like that. Well, you know, they do call Edge, they do call Adam Copeland the Rated R Superstar, but he brought a whole new aura to that name tonight, did Edge. What about the return of Beth Copeland tonight to AEW? Wow, I mean, guys, this just... AEW talent wear Rebel Heart wristbands at AEW Double or Nothing for Rebel tonight. Also, in some WWE news, WWE legend, Hall of Famer, icon, part of the Attitude Era, and there seemed to be a lot of Attitude Era feeling during this pay-per-view tonight. The Godfather signs a new WWE Legends deal. The Godfather is staying in business with WWE for the long haul. The Attitude Era favorite and WWE Hall of Famer revealed that WWE recently reached out to him to sign a new deal. Luchasaurus says doctors could only pray after pneumonia spread through both his lungs. Also, ladies and gentlemen, speaking about results and highlights of this extraordinary pay-per-view tonight, you can't help but wonder and think who is going to be that AEW star that is going to jump ship to the WWE. What AEW star could potentially turn their back and leave? And will we see them on Monday Night Raw tonight? Tomorrow night. Perhaps we'll see them on SmackDown. Maybe we'll see this AEW star at Clash in Italy. You just never, ever know what can happen. The unpredictability. Again, there was rumors and gossip that this might have been the night where Jon Moxley departs, but, well, he couldn't do that because he's a champion. Yeah, he's a current champion. He's a current title holder. Yeah, just like AEW and NJPW, yeah, they've never had a partnership, right? They've never been together, no. Just like WWE and TNA, they've never had champion switch and swap and, swap wrestlers. And sometimes the WWE wrestlers on TNA, sometimes the TNA wrestlers on WWE. Everybody thinks that contracts, means you're locked in. Yeah, but, there's a thing called renting. There's a thing called separation. There's a thing called relocation. Okay, whether it be trading talent, whether it be swapping talent, yeah, you can sign the contract. But at the end of the day, when you have all these promotions and all these wrestling companies tag teaming and coming together, does it really matter, ladies and gentlemen? Really? Now, I want to ask you, what did you think was the better show this week? What was the better exclusive event? What was the better showing? The better showing, so to speak. Yeah, I guess we'll go with that. We'll go with that. Was it AEW tonight, Double or Nothing, or Saturday night's main event? Was it WWE Saturday night's main event? Your thoughts, your comments, your review of what we got, what we saw, and what we witnessed. Subscribe with plenty more to come around the clock. I will never stop for each and every one of you, because if it weren't for you, there would be no Sean View. This has been your official review, results, and highlights with news and rumors in the world of WWE and AEW to the delight of each and every one of you.